You freaking tube, what is up? Tim Kell, T.Kell Knives. It is finally here. It is the FLN. As you can see on one side, my collab with Jerad Neeve of Neeves Knives, and my name, my stupid face, on the other side. What makes this blade so exciting? Because it's awesome. So let's just back up to where this knife started. Jerad reached out to me, wanted a knife for self-defense. Let's just be honest, that's what this guy is for. Originally, he had a completely different handle design in mind. We kind of kicked around back and forth. The blade shape, he already had exactly what he wanted. This little slight recurve with this forward press really is going to allow this blade to pull itself in. But I had the idea, let's use the handle from the Piranha, because the Piranha, which is this tiny guy, has been touted to be incredibly comfortable. So what I wanted to do was take his blade, my handle, his brain, my brain, and come up with something completely new, out of the box, all brand new. We wanted something you could make a fist with. So look, full complete fist for a fighting fist. You can even grab it this way as a punch dagger. You can even grab it in reverse for reverse stuff. But here comes the magic. I had the idea, since we already have the Piranha with the Century grips, which is right here, why don't we use the Century grips on the new blade? Why? Because you can take this knife and turn it into that knife. Then Jared's like, hey man, I know there's going to be people that are going to want to have it with a metal ring. Can you do that? Of course I can, I said. If anything for you, Jerad. Here it is. We've got them with the ring already integral. So you can still use the same grips from this one to that one, but this one has a little bit stouter ring if you do want to do that little bit of a motivating, you know what I'm saying? A little bit of a attitude adjuster. Or if you like the extra concealability and you want to be able to have the ring for retention also, they have the same exact profile with and without a ring. What else is cool about it? Our classic nickel boron finish, which is going to be these two. And we also are trying, for the first time ever in the history of T.Kell Knives, a black blade. This is not nickel boron. This is going to be an acid etch that makes this black, a very durable. It actually leaches into the substrate and makes this blade very durable as well, and much more corrosion resistant than standard just 80 CRV. Right now, they're an 80 CRV. We probably will release these in a stainless steel later on down the road. So what do you get when you get this knife? Other than ultra concealable, we reinvented the entire sheath process. So when you get your blade, it's going to come like this. Our classic slimline sheath, except for we've added these micro rivets and another slot. This slot eventually will have a point to be able to mount another style clip. You can take soft loops. You can loop that around there to have this thing completely sideways. It's going to come like this, and this may look a little odd to you because typically, if you guys are familiar with my stuff, it comes with this IWB style plastic clip, which is really good retention, very smooth, super strong, slides on, slides off. But what may confuse some people is that this is actually designed to be worn this way. So we decided to ship these and use the Discreet Carry Concepts monoblock so that you could put that on your belt line this way so that you could do a natural grab. You can put it this way if you want, cross draw, especially in the smaller form. It'll sit nice and tucked up against your belt. But when you mount it inverted, you flip your clip around, look at that. Right there at the ready, in and out. That's how that was designed. So that really tucks up even for you thin guys. Eat a snack. It's going to tuck up really well, and if you have the smaller blade, and the sheaths are going to be, man, but let's move the tactical tummy. So look, you've got that reverse grip, then you got your punch. So this is really a strong hand appendix carry design blade. So if you wanted to set that up for weak hand draw, you would flip your clip around so that that blade is on this side. And you can get it this way, and you can reach over and grab it the other way. Lots of options, as is standard with T.Kell Knives. We try to think of a bunch of different ways to mount this. I've taken mine from its original configuration in the 12 o'clock position, and I've rotated it to the secondary set. You can even do that, rotate it a little bit more, then that'll get that blade a lot more this way so that's a little bit more of a rotational pull. My personal favorite is this one. When I'm not carrying it strong side and I want to go weak side, we use the Discreet Carry Concepts 2.1. I don't like ulti clips because they'll tear your clothes up. All you do, you just mount the 2.1U on the clip and it tucks in here IWB. And see how that grabs onto that fabric right there behind your belt? 100% concealable. I'm using the dull blade so that I can just show without chopping me. So look at that. I mean, that thing is, super hidden. And it's out, it's quick, it's fast. This is probably going to be most people's preferred way to carry. We conferred with a lot of law enforcement officers on this particular carry because that makes it much more clandestine, even in the smaller configuration. Another thing that we offer, as usual, are going to be training blades. Because this is a ringed blade, whether or not you're supposed to manipulate the blade and do little flippies or not, people are going to. So you need to train with that so you don't hurt your little self. So we always make these with the bright blue. Those of you guys that are familiar with the firearms industry will recognize blue guns are plastic training guns. We use that same exact color blue. They will ship with the blue. We're releasing those this weekend. What is that? 17th of February. We're releasing those so that you guys can go ahead and order those trainers and get to work so you don't stab your little selves. A lot of people are calling this a karambit. Technically, this is not a karambit. So if there's some other knives in the industry that use this 45-degree cant, that puts that blade in a good defensive fighting position. It just kind of resembles a karambit because it's got a ring, but it's only in ring only that it looks like that. This angle design was specifically designed to put this fighting edge out more for punch and push. That's why it's not technically a karambit with that real hard curve. A karambit would be more into this. People are going to call it that. The guys that work here call it that. Technically, that's not what it is. It's a fighting blade that has come out of the brain of me and Jerad, and I'm incredibly excited about this. I actually had a phone call with a couple of guys in some very specific units yesterday, and they are in love with the blade, and they are setting theirs up this way. That's very common to tuck behind a magazine pouch or to keep it very clandestine. So that'll give you all those different carry options. You can loosen this screw up and move this left, right, really wrench that thing down. So that's it. That's the FLN, guys. Let me know what you think. So another thing you're going to notice on the FLN is the sharpening angle that we've chosen. I'm known for battle tough blades. I've actually already seen another influencer trying to break the tip on it and he failed. We went with a very thick 165 thick steel. One, so you really get that heft in your hand, you know it's there, and you can absolutely go to work. You don't want this thing to hit something structural inside of something, maybe skeletal, and break a tip. That's bad. Then you got to replace the blade. Got a lifetime warranty if you figure out how to break it anyway. I digress. So what we did, we shortened this grind here so that this blade would be extra stout. We put a medial ridge on the back to really strengthen this tip up so that you can do those pushes. And I went with a 27-degree angle, really steep, and a toothy edge so that it'll really bite. And I am telling you, this freaking thing bites. And that curve pulls the blade in. That's just how science works. If you guys want to sharpen this thing to a crazy hair popping edge, you are more than welcome to do so. I put a steeper angle and a toothy edge like I do on all of my blades so that you get maximum rippage, if that makes sense. Some of you guys may be familiar with our Night Guard or Guardian series of knives that have that 30-degree. We back this down just a little to 27 to make it enough where it will just cut dang near anything. Devastating on cardboard. That short, steep grind this way gets in and really pulls fruit apart. So that's why that's got that heavy V and straight into that thick, because when you cut, you want maximum openage. Is openage a word? That's what it's designed for. Look, you're more than welcome to put a hair popping, a steeper edge on a thing. That's fine if you guys want to do that. Personally, from a combat perspective, this is the edge that I think this knife deserves. Some of you are going to put sharper on them. Some of you are going to love them. We haven't had complaints yet. However, that's what's up. Some of you guys have already gotten your notifications. You've seen these things pop up on the web. If you've seen an influencer with it, it's because he bought it on his own. I didn't send it to him. They sold out pretty freaking quickly. So we are working through the batches. We've already gotten some great feedback on the blade, things we may be able to change. We may just leave them alone because they're just that freaking good. If you haven't gotten them yet, as soon as they're done, we are shipping them out. So they are coming, we are in process, and we are nearly done making round one of these blades. Please bear with us. If you guys need anything in the meantime, do not hesitate to reach out. There may be more in the future. I really sincerely hope so. I think with the feedback that we're getting with the revolutionary sheath, anything that we can do, I think this blade is going to be incredibly popular. That particular grip angle makes this excellent as a fighting blade. Thanks, guys.